types. So one is Tokyo classification and the other one is KNN classification. So yesterday we have seen about Tokyo classification where we have uh, decision boundaries in order to separate the reasons for different that belongs to different classes. For example, we have seen, so the same example we have taken. So, and this table, calculation purpose, we have done stepwise yesterday. First step is to find the IDF values. First step is to find the IDF values. So, here it is shown. And in order to calculate Rocio's classification, we need to find the centroid for the respective classes. For this particular example, we have two classes. One is yes class and the other one is no class. The yes class is nothing but our China class and no class is our not China class. So for these two class, we need to find the centroids. So that centroid values are calculated, and after that, so this calculation it will be done in the later slides. So this one, the first step is to find our IDF, inverse document frequency. The inverse document frequency we have calculated. So like using the same example, log n by document frequency for that particular term. So we are going to count the number of documents in which that particular term belongs. So like that, we calculated the IDF, and after that, after finding the IDF, we are going to find the new TF score. New TF score is calculated using this formula given here. So if our term frequency is greater than 0, then we will use this formula for updating the TF score. Otherwise, if it is equal to 0, then no need to update the TF score. So for calculation purpose, it is explained here, and the values are substituted, and this is what we got at the TF score values. So now this TF score values will be multiplied with our inverse document frequency values. Inverse document frequency values, and this is what we got. Okay. By multiplying the inverse document frequency along with our term frequency score, then we got this table. And for this Beijing, this should be interchanged. The TF IDF written here, it should be interchanged. For 1, it is nothing but our TF score, and 0.60 is nothing but our IDF score. So this has to be changed. Then after finding the new TF IDF score, our next step is we have to represent the document as vectors. So in order to represent document as vectors, we need to find the dot product and length normalization, which we have done in our vector space retrieval model. So that it is done here. So for each term, for that respective document should be computed. That means, say D1 Beijing in D1, Shanghai in D1, then like this. So for the terms present in the document, you have to calculate the vector product. So after calculating these values, so this is the calculation example. So we have TF score, TF IDF score in the numerator, and in the denominator, length normalization is calculated. So suppose for Tokyo and Japan in D4, so you can just see your TF IDF score table here. So for D4, TF IDF score for Japan, so these values we are going to take and we are going to calculate here. So for Chinese, TF-IDF
Excuse me, ma'am.
Chinese in D4.
Ma'am, some students are waiting to join.
Okay, okay. Okay, so TF-IDF score for Chinese in D4 is 0, so 0 square. TF-IDF score for Japan in D4 is 0.06. TF-IDF score for Tokyo in D4 is 0.06, like this. So everything is written down here in the calculation. You can just check it out by yourself also. An explanation already done yesterday, but again today I am just giving the uh, this calculations. So now after calculating we got 0.71. So we have represented our document as vectors now. So the final table, before that we need to find out the centroids for two classes. One is for China class, that is represented by US class, and one class for no class. So we find the centroid. Centroid is determined using this formula: 1 divided by 3, d1 vector, d2 vector, and d3 vector. Since there are three S classes, that means d1, d2, d3 belongs to S class, whereas d4 belongs to no class. So we have three documents vector written here divided by 3. So our d1, it is 0 document vector. So for this also we have to find for each term. That means say centroid for Chinese in China class, like this. Centroid for Japan in China class, like this. Centroid for Tokyo in China class, like this. Okay. So for Chinese in China class, centroid, if you find the 1 by 3, 0 plus 0 plus 0. So how does this 0 plus 0 comes? You can just check from your vector table. Vector table is here. So for document vector for Chinese in China class. So it is 0 like this. Okay. For that again in B2 it is also 0. Again in B3 it is also 0. So 1 divided by 3 whole 0 plus 0 plus 0 like this. Okay. So we get here where is it? So we get here 0 point this is 0, and second part this one is 0.33. So 1 comes here. So 1 in the sense this is for D1, first 0 is for D1, second 0 is for D2, and third 0 is for D3. So D3 is 1. We are calculating for Macau. So you can check here, right side you see document vector for Macau in D1 is 0. So that you can go cross check from here. Document vector for Macau in D1 is 0. Right. So in Macau, sorry, in document vector for Macau in D1 is 0. Document vector for Macau in D2 is 0. And document vector for Macau in D3 is 1. So 1 by 3 whole 0 plus 0 plus 1. That is what it is written here. 1 by 3 whole 0 plus 0 plus 1. So we get this value. Similarly, we are calculating for China class first, and after that we will be calculating for North China class. Same thing for this also we are going to check. But here, since we have only one North China class, it will be 1 divided by 1. So that means the document vector itself remains. So for Tokyo, for Japan, for Chinese, for Macau, for Beijing, for Shanghai, we have to calculate for all the terms. That means here for the first term we have to take document vector for Chinese in D4 because North China class is only D4, so we will be considering only D4. So document vector for Chinese in D4. Then document vector for Japan in D4. For Tokyo in D4. Like this will be calculated based on the previous table. So table is document vector table. So referring this one. Okay. So referring this one, we have to calculate since it is 1 divided by 1, it will be only the document vector value. So document vector value, you will be getting the document vector values here. Okay, 0.71, 0.71. So we got centroid for China class and centroids for not China class. And after that, we have to find distance of the test documents from the two centroids values. One from China class and the other one from not China class. So our centroid is here minus our test document is D5. Okay. So the values are given here D5, these are the values, and for centroid, these are the values. So after performing this absolute distance, finding the distance, we got 2.47, 2.41 or 47. So you can check it out. So 9, 10, 11. So it is 1. 2.41. 2.41 we got for difference between our centroid and our test document D5. Whereas if we find for C2, C2 is nothing but our not China class. If you find the distance, the distance calculation is given here. We got 0. So 0 means it has the minimum distance. So our D5, the classifier will assign our D5 to C2 class, which is our not China class. So like this, after that, we have to find the hyperplanes also. We need to find out which the hyperplane which separates the China class and not China class. So in order to calculate the hyperplane, we need this formula. W is vector, x vector to b. So we are going to compare these two values. Okay. So W vector, this is calculated using the difference between the centroid values. So we have two centroid values, right? So the centroid values are here. The difference of these two values we have to find. So after finding the difference of those two values, we got W vector as like this: 0 minus 0.71 minus 0.71, 0.33, 0.33, and 0.33. So after finding the hyperplane equation along with the document vectors, so we have to find x is the document vector. For document vector D1 vector, D2 vector, D3 vector, D4 vector. Like this we have to find for all. So you find it, and this the hyperplane with W vector D vector D1 vector, we got 0.33, and similarly you calculate up to D4. So we got some results, right? So now we have to compute B, and that B value you need to compare with this hyperplane this value. So after computing B using this formula, we got minus 0.33. So this minus 0.33 we are going to find, we are going to compare with the hyperplane values. So here initially we compare B with 8 W vector, X vector documents in class C. Okay. So we have compared it. So first with W vector D1, we got 0.33. Now 0.33 compare with minus 0.33, which one is greater? W vector D1 is vector, D1 is greater. So and about D2 also we got 0.33. Up to D3 we got 0.33. That means that values are greater than our B value, because our B value is minus 0.33. So we can conclude that documents in class China are above the hyperplane. So this is a hyperplane which differentiates our classes, and documents in North China class are below the hyperplane because for the last value you can see here for D4 North China class we got minus 1.0082. So this value when you compare with D, so that means RB is greater than our hyperplane value. That means our hyperplane value is lesser to our B value. So it is separated. Now our two classes are separated by this hyperplane. And we can conclude those documents which are in China class are above the hyperplane. So the documents will be above the hyperplane line, and the documents in North China class will be below the hyperplane line. Like that. Okay. So now here what is important in this, normally the steps which you have to do for calculation of Rockwell's classification. So after this is not the direct step. Okay, this is the final step along with mu c values and all. So before getting this table, what are the steps you have to find? That is important. Okay, that's why I have put up other. So in your textbook, the calculations are not there. Okay, in your textbook, the calculations are not there. They are just giving the final table like this. Okay, they are giving the final table like this. That's why I have done the calculation here like this for your understanding purpose. So first step, remember once again to find the IDF values. Second step, to find the TF score. Third step, to find the new TF IDF score. Then fourth step, to convert the documents as vectors. Then fifth step, what we have to do? In fifth step, we have to find the centroid values. After finding the centroid values, what we have to do is we have to find the distance of the test documents from the centroids. After finding the distance, we will assign the class to the test document. After assigning the class to the test document, we will find the hyperplane also. Okay, using this equation. Okay, so these are the steps for finding the Rockwell's classification. And our next classification is KNN. Our next classification is KNN, which you have already come across this kind of in your machine learning. Let me share this. So KNN for text classification. So the application of this algorithm only is different, but the concept remains the same. So you have come across this k nearest neighbor, k nearest neighbor, and the same thing will be there in your next semester also in your data mining paper. Okay, but the application of this algorithm is different. Concept remains the same, but here our KNN algorithm, this is used in text classification. Okay, so we have used our KNN, k nearest neighbor, in text classification. So you see here, using KNN classification, it determines the decision boundary locally, and for k equal to 1, if k equal to 1, that means for one NN classification, we assign each document to the class of each class's neighbor. So each class's neighbor, we are going to assign the class. So here also, there will be some set of label documents and one test document will be given. So that test document we are going to compute, and we are going to assign the classifier. KNN classifier will assign the respective class to the test document. So after calculation, okay. So for k and n, we assign each document, but for k greater than 1, in that case, what are we going to do is we are going to assign each document to the majority class of its k closest neighbors. So for example, if k equal to 3, then after finding the values, since k equal to 3, there will be approximately some three values will be there. So that three values we are going to find the majority, like that if we find the distance, then if k equal to 3, then we will be checking for each value of k, the distance value will be checking along with our uh, level class, and we will take a majority of the class, or we will sometimes take average of the class, and we will assign to the test document. So that calculation we will see here. So now about K, about this letter K, it is like normally we use odd numbers. Say suppose K equal to 3, K equal to 5, K equal to 7, like this, instead of taking even numbers. So the parameter K in K and N is often chosen based on experience or knowledge about the classification problem, and also it is desirable for K to be odd, okay, to make ties less likely. So that, like, in order to get the repetitive, or in order to get in order to avoid getting the same result, we are using K odd values. So it is preferable to use odd numbers for K value if we assign. So k equal to 3 and k equal to 5 are common choices, but can be larger values too. So it assigns the majority classes of the k nearest neighbor to a test document. So let us see the example directly. So the theories you can go through by yourself. So here also I am using the same example which we have been using right from Bayes classification. So using the previous table uh, from our Rocio's classification, the document vector table representing document as vector, that table, okay. So that table is here. So up to that, the calculation remains the same. So finding the IDF is same, and after that finding your new TF score is same, and after that finding TF IDF score is same. So after the fourth step was to represent the document as vector. So up to that four steps, it is similar for KNN also. Okay. So directly I'm using the table for document representing document as vectors. That table I am directly using here because calculations up to that are same. Now, so that is same here. After this, we are going to find the distance. So we are not going to find the centroids here. In our Rocio's classification, we find the centroids. But here, we don't need to find the centroids. We are just representing the documents as vectors. After that, we are finding the distance of the test document from the training documents. Okay, using Euclidean's distance. So we are going to find the distance. So this is the formula d1 minus d5, or we can say distance of d1 and d5. So distance we have calculated, then d2 and d5, d3 and d5, d4 and d5. So four distances will be calculated. So d1, d2, d3, d4 with respect to D5, D1 and D5, D2 and D5, D3 and D5, D4 and D5. So all these calculations will be done, and after that, so results you calculate. So the result for D1 and D5 distance is 1.417. Similarly, D2 and D5 is 1.417. D3 and D5 also we got the same result. D4 and D5 is 0. Okay. D4 and D5 is 0. So D5's nearest neighbor, since D4 and D5 distance is 0, it means it has the minimum distance. D4 and D5 distance it is 0, it means that this D4 and D5 has the minimum distance. So that means maximum similarity. Minimum distance, it means maximum similarity. So D5's nearest neighbor is D4. D5's nearest neighbor is D4, and according to 1 and n. So k and n when k equal to 1, or you can say that way. Okay. 1 and n you can write, or 1 and n when k equal to 1 you can write. So this classifier will assign D5 to D4's class. D4's class is what? It is North China class. So our classifier, KNN classifier, when k equal to 1, it will assign D5 to C2 class. That means North China class. But but suppose when you have k equal to 3. So k equal to 3. So some example I am just randomly taken, not based on the values for this computation, not based on the values for this computation. Directly I am just explaining to understand when we get k equal to 3. So I have two classes. I have D1, D2, D3, D4. D1 belongs to class 1, D2 belongs to class 1, D3 belongs to class 2, and D4 belongs to class 2. Suppose after finding the distance with our test document for all the four classes. So suppose I get here D1 minus D5, it is 1.4, D2 minus D5, it is 1.1, D3 and D5, it is 1.0, D4 and D5, it is 1.0. So when k equal to 3, that means we have to take 3 nearest neighbor value. 3 nearest neighbor value. Okay. You can see here 3 nearest neighbor value k equal to 3. So 1.1, 1.0, 1.0. These are the 3 nearest neighbors. So I have taken these 3 nearest neighbors. So after taking these 3 nearest neighbor, what we have to do? We have to take a majority of this 3 distance values. Okay. So taking the majority class among the nearest neighbor, we get which one is the majority here? Here it is 1.1, 1.0, 1.0. So it is 1.0 has the maximum. This is the majority class. So this means 1.0 belongs to which class? D3 and D5. That means D3 or D4. It can be D3 or D4. So D3 belongs to which class? It is C2 class. So here we get D3 of C2 class and D4 of C2 class. So our classifier will assign D5 to C2 class. Okay. So I'll be giving some examples on KNN where you can compute the calculations for k equal to 1 and k equal to 3. Okay. So I hope this is somewhat easier comparatively with your Rocky's classification, because in Rocky's classification we have your centroid computation, then your hyperplane computation, and comparison of B value with your hyperplane values. So like it's somewhat lengthier and somewhat If you have any uh, confusion in that part, then all those computations will go wrong, because IDF calculation is there, TF score calculation is there, new TF IDF score calculation is there. Then representing a document as vectors calculation is also there. So many calculations are there in Knox classification. So comparatively, we can say KNN is somewhat better, because after representing document as vectors, we don't need to compute centroids and all. Directly, we'll find the distance with the given training documents along with the test documents. So along with the test documents directly, we will find the distance. Then we will choose the minimum distance, that means the nearest distance. Then we will assign the class, the respective class, to the test document. Okay, it's about your nearest neighbor. One second. After this,
Ma'am,
yes,
ma'am, I think we do not have this PDF also.
this KNN1.
Yes, ma'am,
Rockio's
this one.
classification you have right yesterday. I think I have sent that one.
Yes, ma'am, we have that one.
Okay, okay. So today I will send this K nearest neighbor. And in this vector space classification, we have done two algorithms. One is Rocky's classification and one is KNN classification. So all these classifications are text classification. Okay, all these classifications are text classification, and also we have SDM for text classification. So that thing, that one we can just go through by yourself, because for understanding purpose you can go through, but for exam portion I think SBM won't be there. But anyway, I will send the notes for SBM also. The SBM, which we normally, this is also a classifier. So all these classifiers, the purpose for using those classifier is only for our text classification. For our purpose, we use for text classification. Yeah, yeah. So for SBM also, I will send. One second. Let me share one. Not opening. So this will be your assignment question, but just let me explain before you do the assignment. See, use Laplace smoothing and perform Bayes text classification. Compare with Bernoulli's classification. Okay. So here, uh, this table, because Bayes classification and Bernoulli's classification I have already given you. So what you can do for your assignment is you have to use this table for our Rocky's classification. Okay. So for Rocky's classification, we have to use table, because Bayes classification already assignment is given, Bernoulli's classification already assignment is given. So now in this assignment, what you have to do is you have to use this table for calculation of Rocky's classification. Okay. So we have four documents similarly here. We have four documents and we have one document, this document D5. So you have to check to which document this D5 will be, sorry, to which class this D5 will be assigned based on Rocky's classification. Okay, that thing you have to do this one. And the third question is the test document D5 using KNN classification that belongs K equal to 1. K equal to 1 is very easy. So you can try for K equal to 2 also. Sorry, K equal to 3 also. So these are the two questions. Okay. So for KNN classification, I'll say the materials. We'll share the materials now with you, and you can just go through the material and solve this question. So these are like simple questions on K equal to 1 and K equal to 3. For both the cases, you have to solve. Yeah, that's about the assignment part. And yeah, that is all about your vector space classification. So SVM, I'll say the notes. Rokio, I have already said. And one is KNN. KNN also I'll say now. After that, we have only one more chapter. Okay, so that new chapter we will start tomorrow because that's a new topic that is about clustering. So only clustering is left. So we will try to finish the syllabus by this month because from next month we will be starting your end term exam probably by 16th of May. So by May first week we have to finish everything, but let me try to finish your syllabus by this month end. If possible, I'll try to finish. Otherwise, I'll take up to May first week. Then clustering also, we normally have only a few chapters inside clustering. So we will see that in our next class. So for today, I'll take a roll call. Manjit is, what happened to this girl? She has just joined now. Okay, I'll take a roll call. Roll number 1,
Present, ma'am.
roll number 2,
Present, ma'am.
roll number 3, 4,
For present, ma'am.